Hello everyone, we're going to do something different. We're going to try to do the Ninja Gaiden bosses and see weakest to strongest. What we got here. We're going to try to go by lore and feats and things like that. Not so much how difficult they are in the game, but let's get rolling. Let's see. So some of the weakest characters. Let's just kind of pick one real quick. Let's see. Where are the worms? Here we go. Pretty weak. I don't think there's much to be said. They're worms, you know, especially the electric one. He just has like 2-3 attacks. If you're near the water, you know, he's gonna do a little bit of damage. He has a sweep. Other than that, he's not really doing anything. Kind of the same thing with the fire worm. I feel like if the electric worm decides to stay near some water, he's more of a threat. This one, he's kind of the same thing, except he has a fire ring. And that's about it. He doesn't have like some sort of environment that's really going to make him thrive, I feel like. So I'll just put him right underneath the electric worm. Let's take another look. Maybe I'll just go by this. Maybe I'll just go down the list. It's going to be a little hard to find everyone. So Alexa, he's probably going to go up here to A. Being a greater fiend, I feel like he's going to be pretty high pretty quick. I'll probably be reshuffling characters as we go. Yeah, so right now there's not much context to Alexei being an A. He might be lower, he might be higher, we'll see. This one, what's his name? Alternator? I feel like Alternator. Go right here for now. He has a charge. He has obviously his weaponry. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll leave him there. The Bone Dragon guy, I'm gonna put him right up here. I'm trying to think of, like, you know, if these guys were to fight each other, you know, how this would go. And I feel like the Bone Dragon boss could easily take Alternator. He's gonna give a tail swipe, and Alternator's way too big and tubby to to be able to dodge it. You know, obviously those are in-game moves, but like Bone Dragon's he's pretty durable. Alternator he just doesn't have much in his kit. The Buddha statue? I don't know. I mean, you don't ever fight him when he's like not dangling off a cliff, right? He's not like, you know, on the ground right next to you. I don't know. Maybe I'll put him higher just because of that. I mean, I imagine him stomping you like the Statue of Liberty, which will come up in a bit. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Doggerdi. Doggerdi is going above the Greater Fiends, and the reason for this is because he's essentially like, he gets his third eye from the Archfiend. He's kind of like, essentially like the Archfiend's like right hand, if you will, right hand dude. And he ain't messing around. He's the one that kind of, I don't know how to word it. He pretty much just kind of puts the fiends in line. Obviously it's the Archfiend controlling him, but yeah, he's not, you know, he's tough. Let's see, this dinosaur, I forget what he's called in the game. I'll probably put the text up when I'm doing it, but he gets pretty durable. He gets really durable. He's probably gonna go right here. I feel like if he tries to stomp him, he's just gonna do that, you know, hardened thing that he did. Skin gets all metallic and such. I feel like I don't feel like anybody below him is gonna beat him. Let's see, Doku. This is not just Doku. This is Doku with the Dark Dragon Blade. So there's another Doku down here somewhere. This Doku, I mean, he literally kills Ryu, right? So that's a big deal, and it's obviously a pretty young, inexperienced Ryu compared to the rest of the series. So I guess you could take that into account. But I mean, Ryu and Doku fight later, and Ryu comes out pretty like clean. You know, it doesn't have anything. It's very different. It's very opposite, I guess. So when Doku has the Dark Dragon Blade, I feel like he's much more powerful than the Doku you fight later. Let's see. We got the Doppelganger. I feel like I'm going to put the Doppelganger It cut off his head. That's kind of weird. This is the NGB doppelganger. There's the Epigonus later. I feel like I'm gonna put him here. He's supposed to be like Ryu, and there isn't really like much behind it. You know, you just kind of straight up fight him. There's not really any context or anything. They don't really have feats, but if he's even somewhat close to being able to replicate Ryu, because these are fiends, right? These doppelgangers are fiends, and I forget what like their actual name is, but essentially they're fiends that, you know, copy Ryu. And I think this doppelganger, right, can take everyone else here. So I know this guy is really tough, but when Ryu fights him, he's got the curse mark and he doesn't have the dragon sword. So he's heavily nerfed, right? And if this guy is, you know, healthy, no curse mark, I don't even know if you need to throw in the dragon sword. I feel like he's coming out on top. I don't think he's beating Doku though, especially with the Dark Dragon Blade. Dynamo. I don't know. Dynamo's bubble shield is kind of impressive. I feel like the Buddha guy could have, you know, or Buddha statue could eventually get through it. But his blasting, like, it gets really fast. He can shoot really fast. And the bubble is really, really good defense. I'm going to put him above the bow dragon for now, but I think the Buddha statue could eventually get through the shield. And I don't know if Dynamo's getting through the entire Buddha statue before that shield's gone. The Emperor, the Vigor Emperor specifically, I don't think there's going to be much contesting on this. They're S tier. They're one of the most powerful beings that we see throughout the modern Ninja Gaiden series. Not much to argue there. This is... Actually, I'm thinking about Alexei. Should Alexei even be there? Should he drop down a notch? Obviously, the Ryu that he fights is much more experienced than this one in Ninja Gaiden or just in general, Black or Sigma. And here it's Ninja Gaiden 2 or Sigma 2, whatever. Would Doku with the Dark Dragon Blade be able to beat Alexei? I feel like he would. The Dark Dragon Blade is a big buff. So then that leaves Fiend Genshin. Fiend Genshin loses to Ryu, who's wielding the true Dragon Blade, right? Or Dragon Sword. Alexei loses. Alexei loses to Ryu, who's just using the Dragon Sword in the same game. So I think you need to do this because this Genshin is much faster, has a lot more mobility, ability than the normal Genshin. And normal Genshin tangos with Ryu twice, and neither one of them come out scratched. Like, they're pretty even. I'm pretty sure Genshin is also like ranked an Ultimate Ninja, just like Ryu. So they're pretty darn close as far as their power. And it took the true Dragon Sword to defeat him in this form, and Alexei lost with only the normal Dragon Sword against him. So I feel like there's something to be said there. This one, this one might be controversial. So I want to put him here, and there's a couple reasons why. So Mirai he's like a master ninja rated shinobi, right? And he also at this point has the Dark Dragon Blade, and the Dark Dragon Blade has been empowered by all of the death that's happening in the Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden Sigma story, and he gets it at the very end before it's destroyed, right? So this was his whole plot. This was his whole thing. And I don't think he has the feats to put him above the Emperor, but I do think he belongs in S tier because of his background and the fact that he has the strongest the Dark Dragon Blade has ever been, right? So I think he belongs up here. Let's see, Gamma, because he does fight Rachel and Sigma. feel like Rachel, Gamoth. I feel like Gamoth could lose to the worms. Low-key. I don't see him getting past anybody on this list so far. And maybe he won't be dead last, but I mean, he's just a dude with 2 pistols. This guy's a dude with this huge artillery, big, bubble, this ion cannon thing he shoots. I mean, he's going to shoot at the worms. Look how big and thick they are. Like, those pistols aren't getting through that. I don't know. He's not punching them to death. Gigadeath. Ooh, wow. Gigadeath is very big. Oh, man. He has a lot of, like, projectile spam. Where would I put him? He's going to go above the worms. He's going to go above Alternator. He's probably going to go above Bone Dragon, Dynamo, maybe Buddha? I could see him beating the Buddha. But would he beat the Dinosaur? Would he beat that? Like, both of these bosses, like, if you're talking, like, which one's harder, I'll probably do another list later. But these, I hate both of these. I hate, every time I play the Razor's Edge and Ninja Gaiden 2, these are some of the bosses I'm least happy to fight. I don't know. I feel like Gigadeath, or not Gigadeath, the Dinosaur's whole thing was he kept getting like a metallic exoskeleton, right? Or whatever, exoskin for piercing. But like, would he survive these projectile spams? And Gigadeath grabs Ryu in their fight. Or is capable of doing it, I guess. So, he's obviously not going to grab the dinosaur and pick him up like he does Ryu. But he does have so much, I don't know. I feel like the range is going to be a big deal. When you fight him, you're in a subway. He doesn't have much room to fly up. But it's like a durability versus his flying and projectile range. I don't think he's ever going to get him. I don't think the dinosaur is ever going to reach him. It would just be an endurance contest, I guess. Let's see. This is that blind monk, or not monk, fiend in Ninja Gaiden 2. He's pretty tough. Let me think about this. He's big. He's strong. He has a shout that literally, like, blows back everything. So I feel like he gets by Dynamo with that, and I think he's getting through that shield. He's just so much smaller than the Buddha, but I feel like he could climb him, and he could take him. I feel like that's it. I feel like that's an interesting fight. Hydra Cubus. He's like a old OG Resident Evil boss in my head. He just doesn't fit. He's just so random. I don't know. I think literally anybody here is beating Hydra Cubus. He's got these 2 tentacles. He kind of spam shoots stuff, and he kind of sweep grabs. Like, I could see him grabbing these 3 and doing a little bit of damage with, like, I think they're like spores or whatever he shoots out. But I mean, like, even with Gamoth and he's shooting with his eyeballs, right? Like, he's not, like, that doesn't kill him. Like, that definitely does do damage, but I mean, Gamoth doesn't have the mobility to avoid those tentacles. Maybe the spores, but still, and the worms are certainly getting grabbed and punished. Okay, so we have 2 Ishitaros here, and the reason is there's an Ishitaros with the Dragon Stones. And there's an Ishitaros that's just, I guess base form. So I'm going to put her back for a second. So Ishitaros with the Dragon Stones is beating the living hell out of Ryu at this point. But Ryu doesn't have the true Dragon Sword, right? And the Dragon Stones are supposed to be more powerful than the Dark Dragon Blade. So I personally think Let's see. So Doku is the general of the Greater Fiends, or whatever title he has. He's essentially in charge of them, right? Lord of the Greater Fiends, or whatever it is. But I don't know if that includes Ishitaros and Nietzsche, because they're ancient fiends. And if you play like, you know, NGB, or maybe not Sigma. If you play NGB or NGO4, Ishitaros and Nietzsche aren't like, they aren't there, right? So I feel like they go directly into the Emperor, because in Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, they don't care at all about Alma, Doku, whatever. Their whole goal is bringing back the Emperor, and that's it. So I feel like Ishitaros and Doku would be at a very similar level. And then this Ishitaros has the Dragon Stones, which is above the Dark Dragon Blade. I just realized Dogradai is still up here. I feel like that's actually fair. So I might do... I might do this. Let's see. So Dogradai, I don't know if... Let's see. So when you find when he fights Dogradai, he has the True Dragon Sword, right? And it's a Ninja Gaiden 2 Ryu. This is a Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword Ryu, which is in between NGB and NG2. And once Ryu gets the True Dragon Sword, he cleans house and he wins. Or the jewel, right, that goes into this Dragon Sword. I don't know if, like, combat wise, Dogradai is over Ishitaros in this case. And it's hard to say. You only fight him once. You fight him once, and it's like he just doesn't have feats, but he has like he has these things, like with him being over the 4 greater fiends in the arch fiends. When the Archfiend is gone, in his as his replacement, I guess. So I might do this, but I don't think Doku is going above Dogradai, because Dogradai is over the 4 greater fiends, and like everyone above him should be wielding something with some crazy amount of like skill or caliber or something like that, or just straight out rank him in power. So I think Ishitaros takes the dub here, strictly because she has the Dragon Stones. Normal Ishitaros is not here. So here we go. So normal Ishitaros. I feel like it keeps cutting off their heads. I feel like she's gonna be down here. She doesn't have like any range, literally no range. She like, if I'm imagining these two are duking it out, Alexei has his lightning, and he is literally so fast. Like he's literally the greater fiend of lightning, or whatever the specific title is. Like, I just don't see. It's kind of like a range thing that happens here that I kind of mentioned. I don't see Alexei ever having to get close to her. She has her whip and her boots. Like, oh no, she does have range. She does have her eye. I don't know. I don't know if that is gonna catch Alexei. And if it does, that's all she has. Like, Alexei, he can, I don't know, he has a lot more ability to spam his range. And he definitely has more mobility. Unless she's, like, in a jungle, right? She can pull some Tarzan stuff with the whip. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Let's see. Lovelace can go right here. She's pretty tough, but again, like, I don't see her getting past him once he starts building all of his durability. I don't see her doing it. But I do think she's quick enough to handle this guy right here. I don't think I need to go much further. Marbus is probably the weakest Greater Fiend we've seen. And he's going to get dropped, like, far. And this is kind of based off Rachel. And this is obviously Rachel and Sigma 2. That she defeats him. And you could argue it's a weaker Marbus, but I don't think so. There's a good amount of time that happens between NGB and NG2. So he doesn't really have like good feats other than he's a Greater Fiend. Maybe he goes right here. I like almost don't imagine him beating a doppelganger. Marbus, he's just kind of hanging out. Like the fact that he gets beat by Rachel like speaks volumes to how weak he is. I don't think Marbus stays. I don't think he goes any higher. Masakado probably like that. I don't know. He's got a horse and a big spear. If you take away, his support, right? If it's just him, maybe Gamoth's guns get through his armor. It is just, I don't know. It is samurai armor, so maybe not. He's only got like these normal pistols. They're like Glocks or something. I think Masakado's staying right there. Maybe he beats the worms. I don't know. He doesn't have anything impressive. Like he gets off the horse. You knock him off the horse, and he's just a dude. He's just he has literally nothing. He's just another guy like Gamoth. We'll do that. Mirai. Base Mirai. Normal Mirai. So he's a Master Ninja ranked Shinobi, right? And that's gotta put him pretty high. I'm trying to think, where would he fit? I might have to start trimming down B tier, because no one's in D yet, and I got a lot of B. Maybe it's like this. Maybe he's a little higher. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I feel like this doppelganger and Mirai are interchangeable. Whatever, I'll just do that. So let's do this. Let's knock some folks down a couple pegs. I feel like I need to thin it out. Where's like the next tier? I feel like we do this. I feel like that's not bad. I think that's not bad. Obviously we'll come back to it. Okay, this one, if you've played the Ninja Gaiden Dragon's Sword game, you should agree with me. And here's why. So if you haven't checked out my video, go check it out. But pretty much, it's a short video, but pretty much, the Black Dragon was one of the Divine Dragons. And the Divine Dragons, this is like a very long-winded answer, but it kind of gets to my point. So Gurdu, right? Gurdu created the universe that we know of for Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. And then you have Vigor. Not this guy. This is the Vigor Emperor. This isn't Vigor, the evil deity. We never see him. The closest we get is a demon statue that is like supposed to look like him. And so Vigor is overwhelming Gurdu and creates these evil deities. And one of the deities is the serpent, the creation of life, or whatever specifically the name is. They go put these seeds of life and make the divine dragons, and then the divine dragons go and do work on the evil deities and Vigor, right? So Vigor is able to corrupt the youngest divine dragon because the divine dragon's insecure and has issues because he's the weakest, youngest, things like that. Anyway, that corruption makes him become the Black Dragon, and this is what the Dark Dragon blade is based off of. It's based off his bones. And so this Black Dragon takes on the 12 divine dragons at this point, which able to defeat Vigor and the evil deities, right? Go look at Ninja Gaiden Black. Those statues you're picking up, those are the deities. And this dragon, the black dragon corrupted by Vigor alone beats those 12 divine dragons because he himself is the 13th one, right? Nobody with the dragon stones, dark dragon blade, whatever, nobody is going to be above, at least that I've gone through here. Maybe my opinion will change over time. No one so far is going to be above the black dragon by a lot. The Vigor, like, to add direct context to the Vigor Emperor versus the black dragon in Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, Nietzsche, who I don't think I've pulled up yet. She's right there. Nietzsche was trying to bring back the Vigor Emperor and ended up, and pretty much, long story short, was trying to bring back the Vigor Emperor. Things happened, and the black dragon was going to come back instead. And so she was terrified of the black dragon. And it wasn't just her. She was telling Ryu, her enemy, that she doesn't think the fiends or the humans will be able to survive the black dragon coming back. Right? She didn't say nothing like that with the Emperor, and the Emperor already got beaten by Ryu at that point. So, there's your context. Black dragon. Tip top. Let's see. These armadillos actually have a lot of destructive power. Obviously, you know, if you're playing Ninja Gaiden 2, you know, incense, shurikens, omega lol, right? But they don't have, I mean, they do have really good mobility, actually, right? They roll around and they have a lot. Ooh, this is interesting. I feel like if you have an armadillo, I feel like, I mean, he's got so much projectile spam that he can do. I don't know. It is interesting thinking about this T-Rex going head on with a spinning, fiery, exploding armadillo. That metal armor ain't helping him with that heat. So I think the armadillo's taking that. And Gigadeath's kind of the same story of him being able to fly and spam. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. Deathworm, fun fact, if you've played Ninja Gaiden 2 Master Ninja, you probably know this. The Deathworm can kill you. Obviously, you know, he can kill you in one grab, and then if you have a talisman and it resurrects you, that grab will last long enough to kill you through that too. That's how stupid he is on Master Ninja. Anyway, as a how strong is he? I mean, if he's out of that tunnel, like he ain't all that, right? But he does dig like insanely fast. I feel like he's actually bodying everybody on C. Maybe like this. Lovelace is pretty quick. I feel like I need to thin the list down a little bit. I think Lovelace can take the worm. Like if they're just in a you know, very neutral environment. You're not fighting him in his home like you do in Ninja Gaiden 2. You're just straight up, you know, wherever. You know, he can dig very quick, but Lovelace ain't no slouch in this prototype form. So I think she takes the dub. Genshin, base Genshin. So Genshin is above Mirai. Let's get that out of the way. He's ranked an ultimate ninja. He's ranked a master ninja. Like, right. And the only two people that are ranked an ultimate ninja is Ryu and Genshin. That holds true through the whole series. But could Genshin... So this is where it's interesting, right? Because I have Finn Genshin here too. And if Ryu can defeat both of these guys, I feel like Genshin could too. But then it gets interesting, right? Because that only goes so far. Hmm. I mean, Ryu, like I said, Ryu beat him with the dragon sword alone. We only got to see Ryu fight her with the true dragon sword. I don't know. I feel like her having, no, actually it doesn't matter. I was thinking of her as an ancient fiend means something, but he was around forever as well in the underworld. It's not like he's new. Maybe it's closer to this. Strictly because Genshin and Ryu duke it out twice before Ryu finally kills him. And then he has the true dragon sword when they fight that third time. I feel like it's weird to put two different, like the same character, but two different versions side by side. But the fact that Genshin and him fight twice, like how many times has Ryu fought any character twice without a result? Like never. Even when he fights Doku, like he fights Doku a couple times, loses, right, and then wins, like the next two engagements. But yeah, I don't think so. Wolf being a greater fiend, I feel like he gets to go right up here, and I get to try to figure out how the interaction goes between Ishtaros and Wolf. And I think Wolf is literally gonna take that. Like him being the ruler of storms, he's got some power, and he ain't afraid to flex it. Let's see. Oh boy, Wolf versus Alexei though. Wolf, I mean, I feel like it's a range thing again. It's a range, like he can fly, he has lightning. Obviously, he can do storms, but he's literally stuck on the ground. And I know Ryu, like if I hear Ryu doesn't have wings, like Ryu is on a completely different level than like almost everyone here. I think it stays like this. These are the wyverns. I forget how to say their name. I'll probably find the text and put it on here for you to see. But let's see. I found a picture of two. I only wanted to put one. These are all like, individually. I think there's the Tengu brothers. They can be rated the same whenever I get to them. Let's see. I feel like, oh man, do I need to move Lovelace up? I think I talked about how I don't think she gets past him. I think Lovelace wins this though. These guys aren't all that impressive, but like this wyvern against this worm, like that worm is never getting to him. Zidonius, he's gonna jump up here. Let's see. Fire. I feel like Ishitaros is like slowly just kind of, just falling down, and I think that's mostly because of the greater fiends that come from Ninja Gaiden 2 have much more ability that they show than we see with the Ninja Gaiden Black ones. I feel like that's hard to say. Zidonius actually has really good defense. He deflects against, it's a good handful of tanks, that modern tanks that shoot him at the same time, and he deflects it like like nothing, literally. So I think Alexei's projectiles aren't really going to do him justice here against Zidonius. So I think like Alexei probably has the speed, but like you take away his lightning, and Zidonius still has his fire, right? Alexei doesn't have anything. He can do like that spinning thing, but I don't think that's going to help him handle, Zidonius's blasts all over the place, not even just his fireballs. I think that's how it stays. This helicopter. This is the Ninja Gaiden 3 helicopter. One of the worst bosses in Ninja Gaiden history. Maybe like this, Marvis gets a blessing because he's got the title of Greater Fiend and he can fly. It's kind of a weird take, but this helicopter, I feel like the helicopter takes Gigadeath. I mean, it's huge. It's huge, and it's so durable, and it's so fast, and those blades are so big. I think Marbus, the saving grace he has here is that he can fly and shoot projectiles back, and he's smaller, so like he can evade pretty well. Gigadeath being as big as he is, he doesn't have the mobility of someone like Marbus. I don't see it. What's this guy's name? Ashtir or whatever, the grandpa. I just remembered about him. Where does he go? I feel like he goes pretty high. I don't know. Maybe he goes higher. His alchemy ability is insane. We're gonna start dropping some folks. Let's do. I feel like Lovelace is kind of the line here. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I feel like I don't think Mariah could take him. Honestly, Mariah ain't no slouch, but I just don't see base Mariah taking on that huge mech that he creates. I don't see it, or the doppelganger at the time. That's very much like a Ryu from NG2, like and forward. Maybe end of Ninja Gaiden Black. Ryu can take him. Probably can. But yeah, I don't see Mirai or the doppelganger defeating him. But could Ishitaro's? See, now I'm kind of like questioning Ishitaro's. Like, is she as strong as I gave her credit for? Would Mirai? I feel like he kind of jumps up. Like, I feel like I need to kind of do this though. She's strong with that. Dude, this is so hard to do. Oh man. Oh. I feel like well, Mirai doesn't have like a weapon that we see that's like a dragon sword, or not even, it doesn't have to be the true dragon sword, like a dragon sword equivalent. I don't see him getting past him, but I do see him hanging out over here. Maybe he beats Volf. Actually, he probably does. Volf has a lot of power, but he doesn't have a big kit, he has a lot of kit and a good amount of power. Yeah, I don't see Volf getting past, his mech stuff alone, and he's an alchemist. He has more. Let's see. Cliff is getting bodied by Mirai and the doppelganger. Literally the only reason Cliff is relevant in the fight that he has is because Ryu is so messed up from the curse. Obviously he is on this guy, but this guy has so much more that he shows than Cliff does. Cliff is just he's just big and hairy now. And he takes away the bow, big whoop, I think he's literally hanging out here. I feel like the doppelganger is bodying him. Epigonos, I feel like is a better version of the doppelganger. And I think the only reason I think that is because if they're both supposed to be the same, he can go and swap to whatever weapon Ryu has had. And this is like the latter version of, he fights a clone, and then he unlocks this Epigonos form that we see. And this might not do it justice to show, but I don't know if he's supposed to be maybe like this, because we're so far into the series at this point that this is a copy of Ryu in NG3, who's gone through everything in NG2 and Dragon Sword, and this is a copy of Ninja Gaiden Black, Sigma, right? Theodore. or remnant of the mask. He's definitely going above Cliff. He's definitely going above the doppelganger, but does he beat Mirai? So I'm gonna put him here for 2 seconds while I kind of talk it out. And I think if it's, let's say it's alive Theodore, right, not being controlled by stupid Cliff. If it's alive Theodore, he's probably closer to this. I think. Is that right? Is that what I want to say? I mean, he's like, he literally gets through the goddess's shield by like walking up, essentially touching it. You know, like, I feel like he's the strongest of the alchemists, which just, I feel like just keeps raising him. And he's so fast. He's so fast. Like, he has so many little abilities, like, that can make him jump to his enemies in, you know, he's got a really good kit. And I would be surprised if he's actually not stronger than some of these fiends here. Like, could he beat Alexei or Zidonius? I don't know if he's beating Genshin. I don't think he's beating Genshin. So, I know I'm going to get asked, but I think the reason that it's going to be brought up, but he got a hand on Ryu and cursed him. That's because he was dead. He's a dead body. And, I mean, if you think about it, kind of like Naruto with the Edo Tensei, like, they don't have to worry about pain and things like that. Like, he gets stabbed, and Ryu's thinking he's fighting a dude that's alive. You know, the way he stabs him, that would kill just about anyone. So the fact that he is just a corpse kind of says a lot of how that engagement actually went. I feel like he's above his, whatever it is, his grandpa. Yeah, I think it's his grandpa. And yeah, I think he's above him. I think he's the strongest alchemist, which is why they were so determined, like, they have to bring him back. The goddess. Now let's think about this. So the goddess was supposed to take 7 days to destroy the world, right? And has a dragon sword, can wield it, has dragon the dragon blood, you know, dragon lineage's blood in her, and has abilities of the alchemist as well. So it's probably like this. She has like the best of both worlds and is wielding the dragon sword. You know, takes down, I think it's some helicopters just pretty casually. Slices a skyscraper in half pretty casually. Granted, it's a dragon sword, but I mean, she still does it. I feel like she's going to be above the Emperor. Yeah, I think that's where it goes. Alma, just Alma. Then there's Awakened Alma next. Normal Alma. I don't think she's that strong. Like, obviously in the game she's tough, but like, I don't know if she's all that tough. Ishitaros is definitely gonna be above her. Alma's pretty conflicted. Maybe not at this direct point, like later in Awaken Alma, but like, I feel like that's kind of like a teaser of like, or not a teaser, but like her in this form is kind of like, obviously she's weaker than Awaken Alma form, but I don't see her passing Ishitaros, and with everything I put up in front of her, I don't see her moving past that. All right, and then for Awaken Alma, she doesn't have it like any feats. Like, she's stronger, but I mean, I don't think she has anything like other than she's just stronger than herself. Let's see. This helicopter from Ninja Gaiden Black probably gets beat by the Wyvern. Wyvern's got those big blasts that it can do, and then the laser. I know that the helicopter has the machine guns and the rockets, but I feel like the Wyvern's gonna be evasive enough. Yeah, that's what we're gonna stick with. Oh man, this guy, he's so slow. He's so slow and goofy. This is like, I call, what is he? What do we call him? He's like the drunk fiend or whatever we call him. I forget. I don't remember his exact name, but he's just big and kind of goofy. I don't know if he's gonna beat. He probably beats the Buddha. Maybe not. I don't know. He's not like this big durable thing. He's just a skeleton, and his, you know, his weakness is right there. The Buddha's, you know, gonna 6-inch punch him, and he's dead. Yeah, I don't see it. Obaba. Obaba isn't exactly all that tough either. Ayane beats her. And that's not anything against Ayane, but I mean, he doesn't even need Ryu. Momiji loses to her, but Momiji was still learning how to even do anything. She wasn't even like, she was supposed to be the next Shrine Maiden at that point. I don't think Obaba is all that tough. Maybe I put her right here. Because it took, like, in Ninja Gaiden 3, Ryu, again, was pretty nerfed, didn't have his Dragon Sword, had this curse for, you know, as long as he did, was literally going in and out of consciousness between, you know, when he gets to the Hayabusa village to when he gets to his dad, Joe Hayabusa, right? Momiji has to help him a couple times, I think. And, I mean, yeah, I don't think she has anything super duper impressive. Nietzsche, I feel like she gets to jump up here. Kind of the same reasoning. She's, you know, she's an ancient fiend. She's gonna have that, you know, that title, right? Yeah, I don't see her not. Let's see, Doku, normal Doku. It's probably something like this, and the reason is he's supposed to be the Lord of the Greater Fiends, which would be Alma Marbus, right? Which we got Marbus and we have Alma. And, you know, Spectral or Spirit Doku, whatever you want to call him, is going to be higher, but not by much. But I don't, like, he doesn't really have anything that's going to put him over Awakened Alma at this point. But, you know, I'll just do it right now because we got him right here. But this Doku would be, I feel like, would be above her, because once he loses the armor, he's so much more mobile and so much scarier. And then he also, you know, at least at this point too, he puts the curse on Ryu, where Awaken Alma, you know, Ryu doesn't come out with any sort of damage or anything like that. So anyway, that's worth noting. So I feel like base Doku is higher than base Alma. And then obviously Marbus, but then once Awaken Alma comes around, I don't think base Doku is going to be above her, but at that point, you know, Spectral or Spirit Doku, whatever I want to say, is right there doing the whole thing. And I feel like because he's in this form, he should be above Awaken Alma. It might be a hot take, but it is what it is. Pazu. Oh, he's not very high either. Probably like this. Mostly because how big Obaba gets and what she does when they fight is the only reason I'm putting her above Pazu. Verzetsu. Man, Verzetsu, he's cool. I just don't know, like, is he really that strong? I feel like it's like this. Like, I feel like these two are interchangeable. Like, just pick one. I guess I'd pick Verzetsu. I don't know, actually. It's probably like this. Yeah, I don't think there's much more I really need to get into for that. I mean, you fight so many Verzetsus throughout Ninja Gaiden 2. He kind of becomes like not that big of a deal. Same thing with this guy, but you only fight him a couple times. Smoggin, you don't really get to see anything. He's got wings. He's a dragon. He's a big fire dragon. Probably like this. He's like, it looks like he's born and dies in that room. Like there's no way in or out for him. Let's see, the spider tank. I think that spider tank is bodying a lot of folks. I feel like that spider tank is going right here, dude. That spider tank is tough. I don't see Obaba like getting by it without losing so much of herself. Yeah, Obaba isn't like that big a deal. Her big thing is like, you know, her plans and her like the tasks that she does. As far as combat, she's not like all that crazy. I don't know. I feel like a bunch of rockets are gonna obliterate any of the version of Obaba. The Statue of Liberty, literally just based on their size. Like that's just they're just huge. And I know in the game they jump straight into the water, but like let's pretend that they're not completely stupid and they don't just hop in the water and get on, you know, equal footing on the height. I feel like it's like that. I feel like this spider tank can chop down the Statue of Liberty pretty easily with their rockets. This tank, it's just a normal tank. Like the mobility is awful compared to these. Probably like this. The Tengu brothers. The Tengu brothers like are forced retreat by Momiji. You know? I just don't see it. They're not doing much. Oh god, they're so weak. Probably like that. Archfiend. I feel like the Archfiend is gonna go above the Goddess specifically because they're able to get the 4 greater fiends. Yeah, they're able to get the 4 greater fiends under their will like immediately, and they're gonna be above the Vigor Emperor. Just based on the stuff that they do back in, you know, ancient times with like I said, the 4 greater fiends, and then Dagordai. You know, he's still, while he's sealed in Mount Fuji, he's got Dagordai under his will, right? I just realized I think I forgot to put Elizabeth in this folder. I'll add an image of her at the end of this or something of where I think she goes. The water dragon, I mean, literally has to be in the water. And that's not like a super duper bad thing. It's just very limiting on their ability. They're like right up there with Hydrocubus and the worms. Yeah, I feel like they do have good damage potential over Hydrocubus with the screams that they do, and then the blue shiny spiky things that he kind of sends at you. And then Jotunfrau is probably like this. And then Elizabeth is probably going to go, I would say, after Genshin and before Zidonius, with her power of blood and her being the fiend shrine maiden. I think she's very intelligent. I think she's very strong. I think she's going to be between somewhere in this right here, probably above Zidonius. If not above Zidonius, probably right after with Alexei. But yeah, that's my list. Sorry, so long-winded. If you like content like this, and you know, if you want me to do more tier makers like this, feel free to give me some ideas, and I can throw these in every once in a while. Make sure to check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming some casual playthroughs, and maybe as I'm playing through the ones that I do know, I'll be doing some commentary on the lore and things like that for anyone that has questions. Anyway, appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you think. kind of whipped this up real quick. Didn't put much thought behind it except when I sat here and talked about it, but here we are. But anyway, later.